Welcome everyone to another rendition of, hold on, let me make sure the stream is working. It says we're live, but I don't see any video. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Welcome everybody to Let's Get Bendy. It is an online stretching class with me, Coach Alex, where we're trying to get bendy so that way we can be better at gymnastics, feel better throughout our day, better at parkour, and just overall be bendy. You don't have to be doing gymnastics or parkour in order to do this. You should just do it because it's good for you. Alright, so today we are going to, I need some water. Today we are going to do a full body warm-up and stretch. The cool thing about a warm-up is it also could technically be a cool down. So if you did just work out with me during Get Buff, it's kind of a cool down. But also I have a lot of stuff that I have to do today, and it's only 8:30 a.m., right? So I need to be ready. I need my brain to work. And sometimes if we sit at home and we feel like we're tired all the time, we probably need to get up and move, because when you get up and move, you actually get a pretty good burst of energy. You may feel pretty tired later in the day, but it's going to give you your brain that boost that it needs to get yourself through whatever type of work, schoolwork, homework, work, whatever it may be for the day. So, with that being said, follow along. We're going to do some stretching. We'll do dynamic stretching. We'll do a little bit of static stretching. Yeah. Sounds good. Just grab yourself, if you want to, a yoga mat and a good amount of space where you can swing your arms and not hit anything, okay? And we will begin. First thing we're going to start with is a little bit of neck rolls. So we're rolling our neck in a big circle, nice and slow, nice and gentle. Stand up nice and tall, get those shoulders to go back. Roll your neck and switch directions, go the other way. Nice and easy. Focus on your breathing. Take some deep breaths. And then we're going to gently put one ear to our shoulder, like so. We're going to take that hand and rest it on top of our head. And just gently give a little pull. Not a lot, just a little one. And then we'll switch to the other side. So ear to the opposite shoulder, other hand comes up. Nice gentle hold. Okay, we're not yanking on our neck. That's how we hurt ourselves. We're just holding it there. And then next, we're going to let our chin sink down towards our chest, our arms go up, and just rest on top of our head. And just let the weight of your arms kind of gently pull your head forward. Take some deep breaths. Alright, next, arm circles backwards. Nice and slow. Reaching all the way around. We're looking for the full range of motion in our shoulders. And switch directions. Go the other way. Okay, next, arm swinging across the front. Switch which arm goes on top every time. Just loosening up our shoulders. Getting our arms moving. Okay, next, take a little bit wider of a stance. You're going to glue your feet to the ground. We're swinging our upper body around and back to the other side. Twisting through our upper body. Getting a little twist into our spine. Don't do this one too fast. Remember, this is a stretch and a warm-up, not a workout. Alright, next we're going to do like a windmill action, which means you're going to take your twisting motion and you're going to lean forwards and we're going to twist like so. All right, come on up. Let's get our lower body activated a little bit. What we're going to do is we're just going to do 5 nice and easy squats. So feet go shoulder width apart, your chest stays up, your chin is going to stay up. As we come down, we can put our hands in front, and then we'll stand up tall. Okay, just 5 times just to get our legs moving. 2, 3, go down low, nice and easy, stick your booty out. It's 4, and 5. All right, standing in a big straddle. I want you just to rock back and forth with your hips. So this knee is bent, this leg is straight. Switch to the other side. This knee is bent, this leg is straight. And we're just going back and forth to the point where we can feel a stretch on the inside of our hips. Rocking side to side. Shifting our weight back and forth. Nice. All right, straighten out your legs. You're going to take both arms down to one foot. Try to touch that foot with both arms, okay? Keep your head up. Don't bring your head down towards your knee. I want you looking at your toes. Hold this for 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. Both hands reaching down, trying to touch that foot. If this is not enough stretch for you, reach past your foot to the floor. See how far out to the side you can reach. Both legs stay straight. Holding it there for 3, 2, 1. Don't come up. Instead, reach towards the middle. I want you to imagine you're standing on a line that goes right between your feet. Your hands are going to try to place on the line. If you can, get your hands down flat. And if that's easy, reach your arms in between your legs. So we're reaching behind us here. In that big straddle, reaching either behind or right in the middle. And then what I want you to do, stay down in this stretch. You're going to cross your arms over each other like this. Okay, like if you were crossing your arms in front of your chest. But now your arms are hanging down low. And we're just going to swing them, swaying side to side, nice and easy. Relax your head down. Relax everything in your upper body. And just swing side to side. Take some deep breaths. And nice and easily, slowly come on out. And we're going to stay on our feet for this next one. Okay, we're going to stand. We're going to do what I call the letter E stretch. So you're going to stand with your feet together. One foot comes out in front, and you're going to lift your toe up. Okay? And you're going to reach forward and grab onto your toe. And now if you look at between your arm and your leg, and then your third leg, you have made a lowercase e. Our other leg is going to bend as we try to get our elbow to touch our knee while still holding onto our toes, okay? Can you guys see that all right? So here, I'm trying to get my elbow towards my knee. I should feel a stretch in my calf, which is the back of my leg here on the lower part. Okay, if you don't quite feel it, reach the other arm. Try to lift your toes towards your body. Holding this stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch to the other side. So same thing, one leg goes out straight, slightly in front. All of our weight is really on this back leg, and we're reaching forward, grabbing onto our toes, and then we can try to sink our elbow towards our knee. Reach with the other hand. Really feeling the stretch in the back of your leg here, in your calf muscle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy, relax on out. This time we're going to do our pike stretch. So think about bringing your feet together, and I want you to try to squeeze your knees together. So not bending them, but just keeping them nice and together. Think about squeezing them. This is going to help activate your hamstrings in this stretch. So that means we're actually going to relax our hamstrings by doing so. If you have it, I want you to grab a small pillow. You don't need a pillow, but if you have it, and you'll just put it between your knees, and that will be how you're going to squeeze, okay? So we're squeezing our knees together, our legs together. We're going to reach up to the ceiling, reaching forward with a flat back. So I should be able to serve dinner off of my back. Sorry, breakfast, because it's morning time for me. And then reaching down towards our toes. So if we are squeezing our legs together, you should feel the stretch here in the back of your legs. This is your hamstring up top here. If you are not squeezing your legs together, you're probably going to feel it in your back, which is not what we want right now. We want it in our hamstrings. So squeeze those legs together. And again, if you have something soft like a pillow to squish, you could use a small little exercise ball that's soft. Whatever it may be, squeeze it between your knees and you'll be able to sink down a little bit further into your hamstring stretch, your pike stretch. Remember, my face is not coming down towards my knees. Instead, my belly is trying to get towards my knees. So belly button towards the knees. Try to touch your toes. If you can touch your toes, touch the floor. If you can touch the floor, put your hands flat. And if you can do that, stay right where you are. Don't move. And holding this for 5, 4, take a deep breath, sink a little bit lower. 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, slowly roll back up. Chuck the pillow to the side if you had it. Shake out your legs, so take a little step walking around. Okay, next we're going to do our Spider-Man stretch. So that is standing. Actually, sorry, not yet. Stand in a small straddle, okay? Not a big one, small straddle. What we're going to do is we're going to reach our arm, one arm up by our ear, the other arm reaches down towards our knee. We're going to reach over to the side. This stretch you should feel it all up the side here. Try to look towards the ceiling. And hold it. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Switching arms. Arm up by our ear. Reaching down with our other hand. Arm reaching over. Pushing our hip out. Looking towards the ceiling. Take some deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. Cool. Now we can take our big stretch out for our Spider-Man stretch. So we're out in a big straddle. We're going to do 2 different types of this one. Starting up tall, you're going to bend one knee down, keep the other leg straight, go down as low as you can. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Come back up to the center, and the same on the opposite side. Holding it down as low as you can. For 3, 2, 1. Back to center, and back to the first side. Going down, knee is bent on one side, the other leg is straight. For 3, 2, 1. Back to center, and opposite side. For 3, 2, 1. Push back to the center. Okay, this time, we're not going to come all the way back up to the center. Instead, we're going to stay low. So, drop on down into the Spider-Man stretch. This time, if you haven't yet, lift your heel up so you're just on your toe on this bent leg. Your other leg is straight, okay, and your toes can come up off the floor if you feel like it helps with the stretch. If you want, you can keep your foot flat, or you can even flex your toes up. I'll leave this one up to you. Do what feels best for you, okay? Try to keep your hands off the floor. We'll hold this for just a little bit. 3, 2, 1, and don't come up. Instead, stay as low as you possibly can and shift over to the other side. If you need to use the floor for balance, that is fine, but see if you can do it without the floor. Holding this position for 3, 2, 1, and switch back to the other side. Nice and low, and switch back. Hold it, and switch. And one more time, switching. Hold it right there. And stay low. We're going to shift to the center. Okay, this is your sumo wrestler stance. Your butt is trying to sink as low as you can. Your knees are wide. Your arms are ready to tackle the person in front of you, okay? You should feel a pretty intense stretch and workout in your inner thighs here, your legs, your hamstrings, holding everything in. Sink that butt nice and low. Hold this position for 5, 4, sink lower, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Come on up. Shake out your legs. Shake out your arms. Let me check what time we have. Cool, we got about 5 minutes left. That is great. That is all good. Grab a small sip of water if you need it. We're going to move on to some sitting stretches, and then we'll be done. Cool. All right, you ready? Take a seat on the ground. Sticking to stretching our hips, we're going to do our butterfly stretch. For the butterfly stretch, your goal is to get your knees as close to the floor as possible. The other goal is to sit up as straight as possible. So if you can see my back here, if I'm round like this, and my back is round like a ball, that is not what I want. I want to be sitting up tall, okay? Here's how to help yourself get a little bit deeper. You can grab onto your feet, and you can make sure you're sitting up tall. Your feet are going to try to open up like a book. So you're going to try to read the pages of the book that is on the bottom of your feet. Your elbows can help push your knees towards the ground, okay? If this is a bit too intense, just give me a little flap like a butterfly, okay? So, knees coming towards the ground. Holding on my ankles if I need to. Trying to open my feet up like a book. I can open them up without using my hands, which requires a little bit more foot strength there, believe it or not. But my knees are trying to come down. We're just going to try to push and relax into this stretch. Sit up tall. Take some deep breaths. All right. Go ahead, stick your legs out straight. We're going to have them in a small straddle. So just like this, okay? In this small straddle, I'm going to reach my arms up, and I'm just going to reach forward, try to touch my toes, come back up. I'm going to do this 5 times. So 1, sitting up tall the whole time. 2, eyes forward the whole time. 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to reach towards one foot for 1, 2, make sure your bum stays on the floor, 3, 4, 5, and then we're reaching towards the other foot for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to reach down the middle. See if you can grab onto your feet. If you can't, that's all right. But I want you to think about your belly button coming towards the floor. So try to arch your back, stick your belly button down towards the floor, keeping your legs nice and straight. If you can hold onto your feet, that's great. If you can't, just stay right there. Hold it for just a little bit. And come on up. Squeeze your feet together. We're going to do our pike stretch. So again, we're going to reach forwards, getting our belly to try to stay low, reaching towards our feet. If you can reach your toes, that's great. If you can only reach your ankles, that's all right. If you can only reach your shins, that's fine. If you can only reach your knees, we got some work to do, but that's okay. Keep reaching as far as you can forward. Take some deep breaths and hold this position. Point your toes away from you. Whole foot pushing away. Hold this position for 5, 4. Don't go anywhere when I get to 1, 3, 2, 1. And I want you to take both hands and reach them over to one side. So that means if you're just here on your shins, you're reaching over to the side, and you're going to try to get this side of your body to go closer to your feet. So you're twisting you're getting a little twisting motion in this, okay? The leg that you are holding on to is going to stay straight, and you should be able to almost shift the other foot a little bit forward, okay? Shift this around until you feel a comfortable stretch. It should be one-sided here, okay? And then we're going to switch to the other side, okay? This one's kind of just about comfort. It's about finding the stretch within your own body. So what do I mean by that? I mean, wiggle around a little bit, nice and easy, until you feel like it's stretching somewhere, okay? If it feels like it's stretching and it doesn't feel like pain, and it's just that stretching pain, which are two different things, right? If it's just stretching, then that's good. If it feels painful, change it up. Okay, next, flex your toes, reach towards them, see if you can get your heels off the ground. I'm going to count down from 5, and when I get to 5, I want us to drop our elbows towards our knees, okay? So here we go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows drop towards your knees. Keep dropping. Heels keep coming up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And nice and easy, relax out of your pike. Stretch. Cool, let's get into a little bit of bum and back stretching while we're here on the ground. So, I want you to sit in the seated position like so. You're going to take one foot and you're going to cross it up on top, okay? So, if you can see, I've got one foot crossed up on top. I'm going to start with this leg just so that you guys can see. I'm supporting myself on my arms, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep my knee, so this knee here that's up, away from my chest as far as possible, just by opening my leg up. So don't have it in close to your face, push it far away. We'll hold this set for 3 seconds and then we're going to start something else, but don't go anywhere. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And now what we're going to do is you're going to gently rock your knee towards the floor and then your foot towards the floor. So we're rocking side to side, keeping a nice strong position. Knee is still pushing away from our chest. Just rocking side to side, loosening up our hips. And then we're going to stay in the center. We're going to stretch into this one more time. If you want to, you can grab onto your leg and kind of push a little bit with your elbow to help, but it shouldn't be too necessary. Here we go. Pushing your knee away from your chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Other leg comes up. We're going to push our knee away from our chest. Okay. Nice and strong on your arms. Holding 3, 2, 1. And then rocking. Foot going towards the ground. Knee going towards the ground. Knee is constantly trying to stay away from your chest. This is an active stretch. That means we're actively doing something with our leg that is being stretched rather than passively sitting and stretching. Kind of like the pike stretch, where we can passively sit or we can actively pull ourselves in further. And what's important about this stretch is that the muscle that is being stretched is doing the work. Or the muscles around that one, I guess. The muscle that's being stretched is not doing the work, but the other muscles that surround that muscle are doing the work. Whereas if I push with my hand, then those muscles are no longer doing the work for us. It's my arm. Okay, ready? One more time for 5 seconds, pushing that knee away, actively trying to get it away from your chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Come on out of that stretch. You can stay seated on the ground. We're just about done. Actually, come on up. Last stretch is going to be our mobility squat. So standing with our feet shoulder width apart, we're going to drop down as low as we possibly can and try to sit in this squat position. If you can not do that, you're going to find a couch or a wall that you can sit up against, just like this. The goal is to create a tight position between your legs and your ankles here, and then if you can, you're going to try to have all your weight on your heels, okay? So I'm not up on my toes like this, I'm dropping back and sitting back. So if you look, my bum is pretty close to the floor, That is the goal. There's not a lot of weight on my toes, and I can actually wiggle my toes up and down in this position. My back is trying to stay straight, try not to round over too much, and I'm trying to have my head up high. You guys should be able to look at like your TV and watch TV in this position, okay? If you're struggling and you're looking down, you're probably too far on your toes. We need to sit back a little bit, and if you fall over when you're on your heels, then you need something to go down behind you, okay? We're going to hold this position for 10, 9, give a little wiggle side to side, 8, 7, wiggling, 6, 5, wiggle forward and back, 4, 3, wiggle in circles, 2, switch the direction of the circles, and 1. Okay, come on out. Remember guys, that mobility squat is hard. If you find it difficult, that is fine. It's just something that you can practice. Okay, it's really good for our ankles, it's really good for our knees, it's really good for our hips, it's really good for our back. There you go. Alright guys, thank you for joining me for Coach Alex's Let's Get Bendy here on Wednesday morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I will see you